Good morning, fellow Chelsea fans, the three or four of you that watch these videos. Yes, my review of Chelsea 3, Burnley 0 from yesterday. A couple of people have asked me why I didn't do a review of the Chelsea-Nottingham Forest FA Cup game, the 2-0 victory, because I couldn't see the point. What did it prove? Probably that Mitchie needs 10 chances to convert one, and that Chelsea can put a pretty weak side out. Not that weak, to be fair. Can put a secondish sort of string out, half first teamers, half reserves, and can beat Nottingham Forest's third team because some of those players don't even get a regular game in the reserves. So that showed just how much Nottingham Forest wanted to win the FA Cup. It was a pretty bland game, if I'm honest. Hudson-Odoi looked as if he was sharp and obviously scored. Barkley looked half decent, and that was it. So I couldn't see the point. And people also say to me, "Why don't you put out videos in between games? You know, to say what? Who do you think we should buy? Oh, I think we should buy Messi and have Ronaldo up front as a as a as a sort of substitute for when Tammy's injured. You know, the newspapers at this time of year the transfer window are ludicrous. We get linked with everyone, absolutely everyone. And I watch these videos, and some people who purport to have insiders at the club um, clearly haven't. Um, if you go and watch training, you sometimes hear the odd thing. I did have an insider in the club. I was getting little bits of information from a guy called Islam Farouk, who was signed by Chelsea from Celtic, but he's now been released, which is a shame because it was nice to get sort of a little bit of background info. But I'm working on getting another contact there. Whether I achieve it or not, I don't know. So I couldn't see the point. Who do you think we should buy? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who I think we should buy. The only people that it matters who they think we should buy is Frank and Marina, really, and Roman. Doesn't so it's not worth me putting out those videos. I'm sorry if you think I should, but I just can't see the point. Oh, who should we buy? Who do you think we're going to buy? Don't matter. Doesn't matter. So, yesterday. Oh, by the way, only other thing about the FA Cup. Nice kit. Lovely retro kit. I've actually still got the original that my mum and dad bought me my mum and stepdad bought me in 1970 for the FA Cup final. I actually got the original, and I bet it didn't cost 75 quid. I'm gutted that the club have done that to support us. 75 quid. I'm sorry, but yeah. Right now, yesterday, Chelsea 3, Burnley 0. This is what we're doing this video for. Was it a great performance? No. Still lots of stuff that I didn't like, and despite what Frank said afterwards, and he's normally pretty honest, I thought we were still moving the ball too slowly to begin with. But we in patches during that game, we moved the ball at pace, and that's how you open up these sides that come and just block defend when you haven't got someone like Hazard to do it for you. So a lot of it was good. Individual performances. I loved Callum Hudson-Odoi, particularly in the second half, and I'll tell you why. Because in the first half he looked great going forward, and it's got a lovely link up with Reece James, who was outstanding, by the way. But Callum looked like he's got the bit between his teeth again, found his mojo. He was taking players on. little bit of showboating, what I like to see, and yeah, he looks, touch wood, like he's well on the mend. So Callum done really well, and it was nice to see him get his first Premiership goal at the Bridge. So yeah, it was Callum Hudson-Odoi really did look the ticket yesterday. But in the second half, and this is where I sometimes criticise Callum, he was getting back and he was defending. So that when Reece goes forward, as soon as that breaks down, you get back. If you watch Willian yesterday was my personal man of the match. Died off a little bit in the second half, but he was still getting back and doing his defensive duties. And this is what a lot of people don't watch for and don't recognise about Willian. Yes, the job of a forward, the job of a winger is to open sides up and score goals. But for years, Willian has got back. That bloke covered so much ground yesterday that I just gave him my personal man of the match over Reece James. Anyone that gave Reece James man of the match, I totally understand. But my personal man of the match was Willian. But in the second half, Callum Hudson-Odoi was getting back and making. He's not a great tackler. You don't expect him to be. He's a forward. I want him playable. But he was getting back and putting an obstacle in front of people. And he doesn't do that a lot. But I think at half time, Frank had a word in his ear. And do you know what? That second half performance was about as complete as you can get. And as soon as he's firing on all cylinders, what a player we are going to have. I did say, a bit of patience, please, and he'll reward it. Don't worry about that. So yeah, who else? So Jorginho, the penalty. What a calm penalty. You know, it's taking a mick really. Look one way and just put it the other. Totally sold the keeper. But his all-round game was excellent yesterday. He was on form. Some of the balls that split, some of the little balls that started creating stuff, and some of the defensive tackling was a lot better than. Imagine last season, thinking about Jorginho making some of the tackles he did yesterday. It was a good, complete performance, particularly with Kante out of the team. I thought Mason Mount had a good game. Didn't set the world alight, but done a lot of good stuff. Should have scored. Obviously, a bit of the game that he's got to work on. These are young lads; they've got to work on stuff. Reece James, I just thought he was excellent. Just thought he was excellent. Yesterday he was. I can probably, if I was being really picky, a couple of times when he made the wrong choice of pass, but no, I'm not going to do that because I thought he was absolutely excellent. Tammy got his goal. Thought Tammy played well yesterday. Held the ball up well. See, with these young players, he seems to have one game where he holds it up well and one that he doesn't. Now, that means that on social media, one week he's the next best thing to, I don't know, it's the best centre foot to Diego Costa and his pomp and Didier Drogba. The following week, he's rubbish. There's no in between on social media. But yeah, he played well yesterday. And that's about it. The only thing that I did pick up on that was slightly disappointing was even though Azpilicueta, his cross was the one that was the cross that Hudson-Odoi actually scored from. I think we are going to need a left back who can do the same thing that Reece James does on the right. And I've been a big fan of Dave. You know, last season when everyone is back, I just thought he's been such a good servant, and he was still doing a job in my eyes. He's a good defender, but he is losing that yard, and I think possibly this season will be his last in a Chelsea shirt after the summer. I think Frank will have a word in his ear, and knowing Dave, he'll think, yeah, you know, he's right. So yeah, I think we're going to need a left back if we're going to play the way I think Lampard wants to play. So yeah, good good all-round performance. Rudiger, I thought he played really, really well. He won most things apart from one header. Yeah, Christensen, he looked okay. You know my thoughts on Christensen. I think he's a good footballer, but he's lightweight. And that's about it, really, isn't it? There wasn't one bad player on that pitch, and do you know what? They all gave 110%, 100% for those that are going to nitpick. All gave 100%, and that's all I want when they go out there and they got that Chelsea shirt on and that badge. All I can really ask, whether they have a bad day or a good day, is that they give 100%. And if they've done that, do you know what? They've always got my support. So let's hope that's the start of good things. I think we're still going to have those up and down days because they are a young side. Frank is a young manager, and as I said before, I predicted 8th at the end of the season, and they're really, really exceeding my expectations, and well done to them. So that's me. Let me know what you think. If you do watch the videos, please subscribe to the channel. That would be really good of you, and hit the like button if you like it. Just gives me an indication of whether these are worth carrying on doing or not. Okay, so up the Chelsea, and speak to you soon. Okay, bye for now.